What's up, nerds? Welcome to episode 60 of NGR Radio. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, that weird guy who wears the sunglasses and Destiny hater, Matthew Keel.
Yes, Destiny sucks.
Joining us, I'm not even going to warrant that with a response. Joining us, as always, also our third member of our
third and most sane member.
Yeah. Jury's still out on that, but I think it's going to be a yes.
Moose Cool. How's it going, Moose?
It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good for a Tuesday. Yeah. I thought today was Monday, so when I found out it was Tuesday, I was like, yes, that's better.
It felt like a goddamn. I worked like 18 hours yesterday. It feels like a goddamn Monday today.
Oh, that's brutal, man.
It's rough.
This is going to be an interesting episode. I think we all kind of feel the same way. Just like, it's only Tuesday.
Yeah,
it was like not Tuesday, and we all just kind of want to not. Yeah. Anyways, how's everybody doing? What's everybody been playing? Bring some energy to this podcast. Woo!
Matt, what have you been playing?
I'll be honest.
Okay.
I mean, I don't remember a single ounce of free time I've actually had since the last time we recorded. When did you? I mean, I know I haven't played anything. That's the short answer. But like, I haven't even played Guild Ball or anything. I haven't done anything except listen. I mean, I've listened to a couple records, had some beer. That was, yeah, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. I'm not pay. I mean, I feel like I'm okay because like I could play no games or I could play Destiny, and I made the right choice, despite what my social media feed will tell me.
Nope, he's just gonna go back and start his 12th character on Bloodborne or something.
Yeah, 11. Moose, before I run it, Corey, super hard. Tell us what you've been playing.
I jumped back into Nioh. So we finished our completion challenge, our little group, and so I won that. And so September is just kind of like hang out and game, play some Naughty Dog / Uncharted games, and then whatever you want. And I just wanted to jump back into it. So I started a new character to get used to the controls again, and I've just been really enjoying it. And I found my quote-unquote Kirk hammer for Nioh. It's a big, giant katana. I can't remember the name of it, but it's freaking awesome. It's slow to swing like the Kirk hammer, but it's devastating. So it's a lot of fun to play with. So I'm playing, like, you get, I think there's either 5 or 6 main type of weapons that you can use in the game. And so my first character, I did a traditional katana and then dual swords. And so this one's, I'm using that sword. And then there's it's like a sickle and it's got a chain with a ball on it. I can't remember the name for the life of me.
Yeah. I don't remember what it's called. Those things
that thing's awesome. Yeah, that thing's awesome.
Those things are cool.
So it's fast too. So I like it. But I'm enjoying the changing up the stances a lot more because it's kind of like the tricked version of the weapon. So you got the high, medium, and low stance, and it's just a lot of fun to mess around with those while you're trying to dodge. But the only thing is like getting used to the controls because like square and triangle are your regular and strong attack, and then R1 is when you pulse your key so that you can recharge it faster. Yeah. And then also there's like you spend talent points, and so if you pulse at the correct time, your damage increases after you do a proper pulse. So it's just different than Bloodborne or Dark Souls. So that's why I started a whole new character to try and get back into the controls. So, but anyways, but playing that. Oh, I forgot to mention last time I started Mages of Mystralia, which is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying that. So that was a game. I can't remember the developer off the top of my head, but I know the guy that helped get Axiom Verge onto the Vita and PS4 helped the developers get that game on PS4 and on PC. So I had to support it. Yeah, that's it, Dan Adelman. Thank you. So I was drawing a blank. I was like, I know his name, and I've said it like flawless, like without an issue of having an issue remembering it so many times. But anyway, so yeah, that game's pretty interesting. I haven't spec'd anything to like try and change up my spells or anything like that. So I want to get back to that, but that's what I've been playing. Corey, you've been probably playing. Go ahead, Matt.
What kind of game is Mages of Mystralia?
So it's like kind of like a isometric. I kind of almost want to say it's a little bit like action adventure, like with some role playing. So you like run around like Diablo, like you run around like Diablo, and you get like you learn different attacks. So like each button has a different power. Like you'll do like a shock attack with square. You'll do a freeze the ground attack with triangle. I forget what circle does off the top of my head because it's been a little bit since I've been back to it. But then you can change like which each of those spells do as you unlock, like as you level up and unlock talent points. So, anyways,
nice.
Okay.
That's that.
And then I don't remember if you talked about it last show, but you mentioned you had been playing. I know you in the interim you've been talking about Songbringer, right?
Yes, I played a little bit of that. I am enjoying that. That game's good. It's kind of like a dungeon crawler. So it kind of looks like it's 8-bit / 16-bit. It's pixelated. Okay. So and it's got like the view of like Zelda, like the first Legend of Zelda, and you just run around and go from room to room and destroy enemies, and you're trying to. Like you put in like a 5-letter name and it generates like a random world for you. And then you just go in and explore stuff like that. The platinum, I was looking at the platinum and I'm like, I'd rather just enjoy this game than bang my head against the wall. Cause there's one where you have to beat a dungeon or you have to beat a world without using the sword that you get in the game. And I haven't tried doing any attacking without the sword. So I'm just like, I don't know. I'll try it. See if it's worthwhile, but if not, I'll probably just skip the platinum and just beat the game to enjoy the game.
Right.
But having fun with that. So I got to get back to that and Mages. But right now it's been like Nioh like the last 2-3 nights. I've been playing the heck of that. I haven't even like my first character is right before the 5th boss and it's level 45. And this character, I haven't even beaten the first boss. You remember the one on the boat, Matt?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even. I'm there. I've unlocked all the shortcuts to get to him. I just have not gone and killed him because I'm trying to stockpile my elixirs for healing. Yeah. So like I just been beating the heck out of like enemies, NPCs, and then like the way Nioh works. If anyone's played a Dark Souls game, you got like the specters, so you can touch like a gravestone or a pile of blood on the ground, and it'll show how they last died or whatever. But in Nioh, it has a little sword in the ground and you can actually summon that NPC. So it's like an NPC version of somebody who's died in the game, and then you can fight them and then you have a chance to win like their armor. Like they'll drop their armor. So like they could be wearing like a purple piece, and if you beat them, you have a chance of that victory dropping that purple piece. So you can actually gain better gear by just beating these summonable revenant or enemies inside the game. So it's pretty badass. And I've actually done that. I've significantly increased my armor by doing that instead of like going through leveling it normally. Yeah, me too. So, because like you can, like I'm level 16 and I took on like a level 25 dude, and with that sword, the big giant katana, I just destroyed him. Like just wrecked his house, and he dropped a purple chest piece for me. So I was like, sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, that game was so cool. All right, Corey, tell us about Destiny.
What about the other games I've been playing?
Don't
we
lie.
know you haven't been playing any other games.
I have, actually.
Lies.
Hellblade, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Tell us about Destiny, and then well, okay, we'll save the best for last. Tell us about Destiny.
It's good. It's they designed everything so it's easier to level up. The mission structure is simpler to understand. Everything is just kind of streamlined and simplified, which does a lot for a game like that. The mission structure is actually comprehensible and understandable. The campaign felt a lot like a old school Halo kind of campaign instead of like whatever the fucking mess Destiny 1's storyline was. Like, I still don't really even know what happened in that game, but the villain is really cool. The villain is just kind of, I don't know, it's hard to kind of explain, but like he's kind of like stealing all the Guardians' light, and you have to, like, the whole campaign is you kind of retracing your steps trying to gain your light back, and you learn new abilities and get cool guns and stuff, and like getting exotics is way easier to get. There's a lot less kind of upgrade points, and your subclasses kind of upgrade together, so you can use one subclass while you're upgrading the other. Everything's just really simplified and streamlined, and none of the weapons have like ridiculous rolls, and there's no like god roll for a specific weapon. All the stats on each weapon are the same, which is really nice because, you know, people would grind 10-15 hours for one weapon and still not get the roll that they wanted on this one weapon. So I mean, the worlds that they built are way more dense than they were in Destiny 1. It's not just a big circle that you zoom around on your Sparrow. You know, everything that everybody had complaints about in Destiny 1, I think have at least been addressed. Maybe not fixed, but have been addressed in some way, and it's really good. I really am enjoying it. I haven't played as much as I like, just because there's other games that I want to finish before I kind of dive deep into this rabbit hole. You know, I've only beaten the campaign so far. I've only done a couple things to get a few of the weapons that I've wanted. I've done the weapon quests of the weapons that I've wanted so far, but like haven't dove deep into, like, my one friend Brian took off like 2 weeks of work to play Destiny, and he's already like almost at max light level, which is 300, and he's a 290.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
Matt knows that he would take off for a Dark Souls game if he could.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm not. No, the my God wasn't because, like, look at this schmuck with no life.
Right.
I know my own bullshit, and I recognize it. But I mean, I know Brian is like really, really good at shooters.
Yeah, that's all he plays. Is like the only games he plays are like Call of Duty, Destiny. I mean, he got a Switch and he played Zelda and Mario plus Rabbids, but like really it comes down to Call of Duty, Overwatch, Destiny, and Titanfall 2. I think he played for a little bit, but you know, he's just super competitive. For Honor's another one he's super into.
Yeah, so like I'm not surprised that he took, you know, time off work to play Destiny. I think it kind of well, I mean, I feel like it kind of stinks, but I bet you he doesn't think it stinks, because he's gonna play the shit out of that game. Just like
he's already like halfway there on a second and third character.
Yeah, so
that's insanity. But
says the guy who has a few characters in Bloodborne.
Yeah, so
yeah, but to be fair, Bloodborne's been out for like 2 years.
I'm not saying like it's insanity he has that many players. He's already halfway to max level on those 2 or 3 players. Mm-hmm. That's what I was, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I was sort of like. Man, he's basically done. Like,
yeah.
So now everything else is gravy.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, there's a lot of things that like he hasn't done yet, just because like none of us are there yet, you know. Mm-hmm. But there's these cool things, like if you're in a clan and you're not playing, like the only reason why I'm as high level as I am is because he's been playing so much. Him and his brother and our friends have been playing more, and like you get clan rewards. So like I walk into the social space to collect some rewards, and I get these higher level weapons. I'm like, oh sweet. And it's because like they've been playing and he's such a high level and they're earning the clan XP. So it's cool that they implemented that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
The one thing though I haven't kind of gotten around to yet is like the shader stuff. Like there's this big controversy over the shaders. I'm sure you guys have seen stuff on Facebook about it. Just like the shaders in Destiny 1, you just went to a kiosk and picked up the ones that you unlocked already. Well, this time around they're consumables, and when you change your color, you lose that color you replaced unless you have it in your inventory again. And it's kind of like, well, that's kind of weird. But I haven't used any shaders yet just because I haven't found a really good armor set yet, and I don't really want to waste them, you know.
Yeah, but aren't there microtransactions surrounding those, or no?
Here's the thing. It's the same thing that happened in Destiny 1, where you can buy these blind boxes, and you can get in these blind boxes, you get shaders, emotes. There's a possibility of engrams falling out of it, armor, and emblems. And they did that in Destiny 1, and they're doing the same thing in Destiny 2. The difference is your shaders are being taken away this time around, whereas in Destiny 1, you kept the ones that you had, and you could go get them out of this kiosk if you wanted to.
Yeah, you earned them, so then you keep what you earn instead of like burning it.
Yeah. So, but that I haven't gotten around to using the shaders. I don't know how often they fall. I do have a lot in my inventory right now. They're just not all the same color, but you can apply them to your guns this time, which is really cool.
That's cool.
And you can apply each shader to a different part of your armor set instead of your whole armor set. So like if you want a pink helmet and purple chest, you can do that without trying to find a shader that I complement, like that sorts those things out for you.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm enjoying my time with it. I'm trying to take a more leisurely pace, especially with like a lot of the Switch games coming out that I'm interested in playing. And, you know, Assassin's Creed looks pretty cool. And, you know, a couple other games that are coming out. I kind of want to take my time and just play casually this time around. So, but tomorrow we're doing some quests, and we're going to try to be raid ready by the weekend. So I think I could probably do it since I'm off tomorrow night and all day Thursday, and Sana's working all day. So it'll be interesting, but I'm enjoying it. The other thing I don't like either though is like they didn't put any time or effort into the character creation. It's literally the same thing as Destiny 1, and it's still garbage. And it's either you import your characters from Destiny 1 who didn't go through this version of the character creator, and they look like garbage. Like my character in Destiny 1 looked kind of cool. I mean, she didn't look like great. It's the generic character creator. It's really dumb, but like she looked okay. Like she was okay to look like. This time it's like her cheeks are like pushed in, and like her mouth is really big, and like the color of her hair is different by like a little bit. And like in Destiny 1, my character's hair and her lips were the same color. Now they're two different colors because of the way the character creator works in this one, and they filtered it through it. And she looks ridiculous, and I hate it. But like everything else is pretty decent. And the worlds are cool. Like the European Dead Zone is like the main Earth, the place on Earth where you go explore, and there's a lot of different mazes and underground treasures that you can go seek out, and patrols work different, public events work different, mission structures work different. There's people in the town that you can go get missions from instead of going to orbit, going to the tower, visiting the purple man in the basement, getting a mission from that person, going back to orbit, going back to a planet. Like everything is accessible from a menu. Everything you can do without going to a certain place. It's almost the game they promised when Destiny 1 came out, and it's
cool.
It's cool. So
I still wonder what game they promised when like things started leaking. Like as much as I read about it, and I did not read a lot, but I was like, I don't know what this is. And
I have the Art of Destiny book. And there's still planets and races and like monsters and stuff that we've still never seen. You know, they showed Neptune. They showed this really snowy planet where you're going through and, you know, making your way through these caverns and fighting these big blue monsters and these big tank-like things, not like the walkers that they show, but these are like tanks, and it's all in this Art of Destiny book, and it's not there. It's just not there.
Could it just be concept art?
Well, I mean, it is concept art, but there's a couple like they look like screenshots of these places, and your Guardian's taking on these Fallen, and it's just like, well, this isn't in the game, so.
And then it could be that it's not in the game yet.
Yeah, and this storyline that's in this game was like supposed to be the next expansion for the last game, but they cut it, so it's got that part's kind of weird, but
they probably cut it so they could make a game around it because apparently everyone was not happy with how they did it the first time. So
yeah,
I mean, hopefully, and I know that I'm the first one to sit here and go fuck Destiny. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to sit here and call it a bad game because I've not played it and I probably won't. But like from my time with the first one, like there were flawless mechanics at work there, and I feel like the game around all of that was fruitless and not rewarding, and I did not and then again, thinking about it, even by saying that sentence, a lot of people walk into Dark Souls and they want some giant sweeping RPG story and not the mechanics, where Dark Souls and Bloodborne are the mechanics. There's story there, but that's what you have to find. And then when people say there's no story there, there's plenty of ammunition to combat that stupid statement, because it actually is. All Destiny had was grimoire cards, which you couldn't even look at in the game.
Yeah, those are gone. They don't even have grimoire cards anymore.
Yeah, I assume so. I assume they're probably putting story in the game this time.
Yeah,
but yeah, I will not, but I hope everyone that plays it enjoys it, and I hope they have a good time. I'm pissed at you, Derek, because you were like not excited in the day one. Here you go.
I didn't play it day one. I played it on day 3 and 5. The one thing I do want to point out.
You say potato, and I'm going to throw my potato at you.
I'm sure. You go find your potatoes while I explain this part. The one thing I do want to point out, though, is like everything that I've played so far, I've done on my own. I haven't played with a single person unless it's like matchmaking First Strike or a public event. But everything like missions and the whole campaign and some of the side quests that you get throughout the game, I've done on my own. So it's a really good single player experience too. I know a lot of people don't really have the time to seek out 3, 4, 5, 6 friends to go do a lot of this stuff. So it is pretty manageable to do on your own or with like one other person. So
yeah, that's nice. At least.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. I don't know how I really want to approach trying to do this whole thing again, but because that's like the one thing I was like kind of terrified was like, I just put all this time into this first game and doing all this stuff, and now I feel like I have to start over and do it again. That's just, but yeah. But other than that, I've been playing Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
How's that?
Just got to World 2. It's really good. It's way better than it has any right to be, let me tell you.
Yep.
Oh, it is so good. Like somehow it works, and it works well, and the boss design is really cool. Like in all the marketing materials, this isn't a spoiler, but the first like real boss is this Donkey Kong style rabbit where he's just like this big Donkey Kong head. He has the tie on, but the letters are backwards.
Oh,
and like he's like this big, he's literally a giant gorilla rabbit, and he's like he jumps around the map because he's like this wild enemy, so he can roam around the map while you're moving around. So you kind of gotta work your way around something that's moving around the map, whereas the other enemies don't really move around the map as much. But it's really cool. And the one mid boss I fought was this piranha plant rabbit, and after I beat it, like the piranha plant and the rabbit like unmerged, and then the stupid Peach Rabbit went up to the boss and started taking selfies with it. It was kind of awful and awesome at the same time.
No,
and
I allow this. This is great.
And Luigi's a sniper, and he has, like, if you guys have ever played XCOM, that Overwatch ability where, like, if somebody starts moving across the map and Luigi sees it, he can shoot it without it being his turn, as long as he's up high.
Awesome.
As long as he's up high.
As long as you can see him, and as long as, like, probably, I don't know how the reload situation is, but, like, I had plenty of, like, later on in XCOM, I had plenty of situations where someone was running and my guy would try and shoot, but all you'd hear is
Yeah. And like the best part about Luigi's sniper rifle is it's shaped like the vacuum cleaner from Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best.
It's so funny.
That's so good.
And then the Peach Rabbit is like a healer. So as long as she's close enough to one of your other characters, she can, like, I don't know, do some kind of weird thing where she kind of like humps the player and like heals it.
That's even better.
But it's pretty awesome.
Sexual harassment Peach Rabbit. Great.
Yeah, but that game is really awesome. I played the first couple levels of Rayman Legends today on Switch. Still a really good game. Definitely kind of recommend it to anybody who hasn't played it yet. Although most people who've wanted to play it probably played it already. It's been free on all three, or on Xbox.
It's been free everywhere at some point.
Yeah, it's been free forever. Yeah, so that game's really good.
Yeah.
And then Hellblade, I'm about halfway through Hellblade, and I'm trying to get all the lore stones, which is kind of tough sometimes. Like, because like the game is this big kind of puzzle. You have to approach that game like a puzzle, or you are screwed. Like you need to think about all the environments, all of the enemy placement, all of the things that you need to collect. You need to think about like a puzzle, and I'm enjoying it way more than when I went in thinking like it was going to be kind of like this combat, kind of not combat heavy, because I knew it wasn't combat heavy, but like there's deliberate sections where there will be combat, and you know there will be combat, and then there's deliberate sections where you have to solve this environmental puzzle, and there won't be anything to distract you while you solve it. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's cool. The combats in that game is getting deeper than I thought it would. When there's like 3 or 4 guys around, you can focus, and it slows down time while you can like kind of wreck the enemies and kind of just dodge around them, hit them, dodge around. And there's these guys with shields, and you need to use that ability to actually fight them, unless you can get behind them, and they turn pretty fast. So, I mean, you need to use that mechanic kind of often when you fight the guys with shields. But that game is really, really growing on me. Like, I thought it was a good game when I started playing it, but the last couple sections I've been in kind of bumped it up to like great. So if you haven't played it, I do recommend that as well. So, and it's only $30. I think it's on sale this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So it's $23 this week, I think, on PSN. Maybe.
Maybe
I'm wrong. Maybe that was something else. But
I know there is a PlayStation Picks sale going on right now. So
yeah,
it might be part of that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of. I played a little bit of a lot this week.
Okay.
So that was kind of exciting, and kind of like, I should probably not start all of these games and kind of just pick one and finish it. But
that's always the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've been there.
It sucks because this is such a really great year for games, and there's so many games that I just want to like play, and I have to play like 3 or 4 to pick one that I want to stick with and finish. And right now there's 3 games I want to stick with and finish, and it just kind of sucks. But good thing Switch is portable, because Mario plus Rabbids is a great game. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Once I actually get a Switch, I will play that game.
You should.
How's that going, man? You been able to sell your Wii?
No. No one's buying that shit. I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and take it to GameStop and have them give me the what $80 they're gonna give me and just be done with it.
I actually think they're doing a trade-in special right now.
I was just gonna say, check out for a trade-in special and see if you could trade it into something, and then just cancel that pre-order and get your money back.
I didn't pre-order anything.
No. What I'm saying is like you can trade it in and just towards
put it towards something, and then
they'll be like, oh, we'll give you an extra 60% if
you get 30% extra trade-in credit when you trade in towards a bunch of games that you don't care about. Well, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, I guess.
Yeah,
but that game's already out, so
yeah. Yeah, Metroid, Pokken Tournament, Madden, Marvel vs. Capcom.
Like I mean, looking at what the Switch has, and we could sit here and do the old game is old thing. I'm not going to do that. Mm-hmm. I think there's enough there that I will have a good time when I decide to use it. I'm not done. The one thing that sort of really defeats it is I'm not done with my Vita.
Yeah.
And I'm actually playing a lot more new now on my Vita than I have in a very long time. I mean, that's kind of the cool thing of just leaving it off to the side for a while.
Yeah, you come back to it.
Because then you can come back and be like, oh, I never played this. Cool. Because technically it's still a new game because you haven't played it. Whether or not it's going to get you cool points in the hip conversation, when people are talking about PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds or Destiny or whatever new hotness is out at the moment.
It's really just Destiny right now.
Well, I'm pretty sure enough people are probably talking about Uncharted Lost Legacy somewhere.
They are.
And I like the fact that there are games that I haven't played that I actually own and can play. So more people should do that than trying to spend money. I'm not talking about anybody here.
No, I know you're not.
I think Moose knows what I'm talking about.
No. I just had this conversation with Jeff last night. We were talking about it, and we were talking about games for the fall, and nothing. There's a lot of stuff that looks interesting. Like really high on my list is Wolfenstein 2. Mm-hmm. But if I'm going to be honest with the audience and myself, I haven't beaten the first one, and I haven't beaten the DLC for me to even play 2. So
I've tried so hard to go back to Wolfenstein, and it's just like every time I play it, I don't know, man. It's not doing it for me.
Is it because I've heard the beginning is horrible, and once you get past that,
I got through the first. I got 3 hours in the first time I played it, and the story was okay, but the mechanics kind of suck. If you're used to playing Titanfall or Destiny or Call of Duty or Halo, Wolfenstein's mechanics do not hold a candle to any of those games, and it's just it's so hard to play that when you're into other first-person shooters that it's just the story is interesting, but not enough to make me grind through this garbage control system.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I mean, if you don't play first-person shooters, it's not a bad control scheme. It's just
subpar.
Or,
just kind of
it's just the right kind of.
Man.
It's the right kind of not good. I mean, without being bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I liked Wolfenstein. I had Notion, or the first Wolfenstein, the year it came out, I got to it late, and I really tried to make a run at the platinum, and I just couldn't do it. I'm just not doing it, because at some point, me not being
first-person shooter type.
I like shooters, but I don't want to be good at them.
Yeah,
I'll have my time with them and then just be done.
Yeah, that's usually how I am with shooters too. The only 2 that I really want to platinum is Borderlands 2 and then the pre-sequel.
Yeah,
Borderlands 3 when it comes out. Those are the only ones I really want to get good at and spend time with. When I play Titanfall 2, I love Titanfall 2. I love the multiplayer, but not going to platinum that game, because you have to be pretty, like, there's one trophy that's like insane.
Like you have to have an aptitude for shooters.
Yeah, and to be honest, I just don't. Like, I don't. And so I just feel like, and we were talking about that too. If we try and platinum every game that we have, we're not going to be able to play a lot of games. So we both, Jeff and I are both in this mode where we're like, okay, we're going through our backlog. So he's playing Final Fantasy 15. I've jumped back in Nioh. We're just going through and we're being like, okay, I'm playing this game. Do I enjoy it? Yes. Do I want to do the platinum? Well, is it extremely difficult? If not, do I want to put the time in for it? Okay, no, I'm just going to beat the story and move on. You know what I mean? Like, because I still have to platinum. I want to platinum Dark Souls 3 before the end of the year, Nioh before the end of the year. I'd like to do Lost Legacy, Uncharted, but like I said, it's just all, what are you going to be able to do? What can you do? So,
I mean, and that was like, I know that if I just took the time to buckle down and do Wolfenstein and do Titanfall, I could do them. It's not like you have to be, top rank deathmatch in Call of Duty every time out to get a platinum in Titanfall. But at the same time, like when I was the last time I was really super heavy in terms of going after that stuff, it was before I was on platinum achievements. And just I remember Chris and I would go back and forth about what games we would platinum, just like in the Facebook group for that. And then when we both sort of realized we were interested in being on the podcast, like we figured early on that he and I would be the people who talk about trophies. But then marriage started falling apart. I had a job where I worked and couldn't get much. I worked 2 hours away, so it was like I woke up at 4 a.m. just so I could get to work, and then I'm there till 8, 9 o'clock at night. I'm getting home at 11. I don't have time.
Yeah,
I gotta inhale some food and go to sleep, and then it's kind of. And because I was still new in my journey into being an X-ray tech and in healthcare, like it's not like something you could just settle into and you get full time. You get like a normal 9 to 5 hours. Like I work 3 PRN jobs. One of them I've been at for longer than 2 years, and they can't offer me more until something opens up. And in the current climate now, like X-ray techs are staying in their positions because it's not difficult to be. I mean, especially at that place, which I'm not going to say it, but it's workflow super easy. It's super cushy. It's easy money. But so that's why I worked 3 jobs. And then, things started spiraling out of control with like, I joined it. Corey and I started NGR, and that has kind of supplanted Platinum Achievements, and I don't think Platinum Achievements is done. I think Chris is just kind of retooling and refiguring it out. And I've told him that I'll be involved when I can, but that's difficult sometimes. And then, with the beer show and Matt and the B Flats, it's not like I have a ton of time. It's my own fault, first and foremost. I admit that. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not complaining about any of it because I'm happy doing all of it. But it's hard sometimes when you have a shit ton to think about, and you're just like, nope, that platinum can just go. Yeah.
You only want to do the important ones, like you were saying. You want to do Pyre. You want to do Persona 5.
Yeah, like those are games that will get my blood going just thinking about it.
Right. I
mean, hell, Pyre is kind of responsible for my Guild Ball addiction, because when I started getting into that, like I'm like, wait a minute, this is actually like what Guild Ball is. And then I went and played a game, and now that's another rabbit hole I'm stuck in. God damn it.
I found a rabbit hole the other night. I was talking to Jeff, and I started Nier Automata, and I enjoyed the game so much. I was like, when I beat this game, and I want to put my time into getting the platinum. So I want to wait for a trophy guide. And when I was looking last night, I was looking at trophy guides for games. It now has a trophy guide, and I'm just like, fuck. I'm like, well, maybe I'll do that before the end of the year too. But yeah. So it's just like you said, there's some games that you're just like, you gotta weigh your time and just be like, I want to beat the game, I want to enjoy the game, I want to get my money's worth. But then it's like, I don't need to platinum this. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna move right along. Because then your backlog just keeps getting buried and buried and buried, or you just start missing new games. You know what I mean? And that was the other thing we talked about. Like, there's nothing catching our attention in the fall. Now, a lot of the stuff that I'm waiting for none of it has release dates.
Yeah, you're still waiting for Kaz and Death Gambit.
So those are still,
and you're running out of conferences.
I know. Like I said, I have a feeling they're gonna do, like, when they do their fall like indie showcase, like one of those will show up then, and then one will show up during the PSX, or they might just roll into next year, which is fine with me because I'll play other stuff.
Wouldn't it be funny? This would be hilarious because you talk about this a lot. Like the same conference that From reveals its Bloodborne 2. That's when you get your release date for
Test Gambit. That would be awesome. Or Chasm. Yeah. That would be awesome.
That would make so much sense.
Yeah, it would.
So, okay, I'm just going to bring this up. We can choose to not address it, or we can voice thoughts. PewDiePie.
Fuck him.
Yeah, who cares?
Okay.
I don't want to be that. I don't want to. Who cares? Like that. He's whatever. Just
here's the thing. He deserves the attention because he should be called out for what he is, and he should have his voice. Like, people should know what he is, but he does not deserve the attention for, like, I've never watched his stuff.
Me either.
But
yeah, me neither.
Now this is
I've tried. I mean, I've made like I've said, okay, I'm gonna see what this guy's about, and literally like 3 minutes in, I'm like, nope, I'm out.
I've done that. I will say I've done the same thing where I'm like, this guy's got how many followers? I've never seen him before, so I'll watch some of his stuff, and I watch it, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And like you said, 3 to 5 minutes, I bounced, and I'm like, okay, I don't need to know this anymore. But now, this is the second time something, quote unquote, racist. He's done something racist, and it's just like, it's ridiculous, you know? So I just feel like the attention needs to be there so people can see him for what he is, but he doesn't deserve any attention as far as like follow him or, anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the position that Sean Vanneman of Campo Santo has taken, I feel like that's a wise position that he's going to get a ton of shit for. Not because I even agree with it. Like, I don't even because like at some point, he at least admitted, I was complicit in this because PewDiePie played my game. And I probably got sales because PewDiePie played my game.
Right, yeah.
And that's a completely fair statement. So he realizes that, I'm not exactly innocent here, and I recognize that. And I'm trying to take,
responsibility.
The responsibility of I don't believe any of this, and I don't feel like someone who does should be responsible for me getting any money.
Yeah.
And
or even have a voice for his game.
Yeah, and I respect that.
Yeah.
But also, like, at some point, I'm pretty sure the Tiki Torch company didn't expect to see all of its Tiki Torches at a white supremacist route.
Yeah, no, that's a good point too.
So, I mean, but then again, they also just said, hey, just because these guys bought our stuff doesn't mean we believe it.
Right. I think the main problem that this is going to bring about is the censorship or the rights being taken away for people to be able to talk about video games, like review them, what they can say, all that stuff. Because I feel, Google owns YouTube, don't they? So
yes.
Google's, they're already coming up with processes and procedures here, and I personally feel there needs to be like a middle ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like content creators, as long as they're not, I mean, even they should even have the right to say like your game's a piece of shit. Because if it's a piece of shit, they should have the right to say that and inform other people about it. Like you shouldn't be able to like put a gag order on them about that. But there is a point where a developer or publisher of a game should have the right to say, I don't like you as a person, because of what you stand for, or what you said, or your views, or whatever. So you don't have the right to use my game in any of your content. So you need to pull it down. Now that having that compromise is going to be the problem. And I feel like Google is just going to come in and just start cutting back. They're going to swing the pendulum too far the other way and set this precedent where like the rules are just so extremely strict. I have a feeling a lot of YouTubers will probably leave YouTube and like go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And Twitch might even be able to come in and steal some of their users and be like, listen, you guys can come over here and stream. Or, you can come over.
They didn't already have, right? Like Twitch has already taken a lot of YouTubers away.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true.
I mean, that's what PewDiePie was doing that on a live stream of PUBG, and wasn't that on Twitch? Wasn't that a Twitch live stream?
Probably.
Probably.
So like, I mean, Twitch has a lot of regulations already that YouTube doesn't have anyways. But at the same time, Twitch is owned by Amazon, and game developers like it when people stream their games because they have a direct link to the product to go buy the game, and they do a lot of stuff that way. So they actually prefer players playing their games on Twitch. And like, YouTube did that thing a while ago where like they said you can't earn any money unless you have this many views per video, this many subscribers. Like they did that a while ago and lost a bunch of people to Twitch the first time. Now, if Google comes in and says like, swings the pendulum all the way the other way to say, look, you can't say this, you can't do this specifically, like, people are going to go to Twitch anyways. But like Twitch already has set a precedent of like, when, especially for like female gamers who are going on there playing like, cause they're quote hot, they can't wear like low cut shirts. They can't show any cleavage. They have to have some sort of sleeve. Like it doesn't have to be like long sleeves or anything, but they have to have like short sleeves. They can't be like changing clothes during the middle of the stream.
They can't be feigning nudity, basically.
Right.
Because like and I like it's just such a weird area.
It is. And that's the problem. It's like how do you regulate this?
Yeah, I mean, and at least it's a weird area here. Like I don't know how other countries handle speech. And I don't know how other countries handle speech and or
censorship
or censorship or pornography for that matter.
Yeah.
Because some places it's very liberal. Japan, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Matt's really looking at you. Right?
I can't take my eyes off you, Japan.
X-ray. Japan.
But
you don't need an X-ray to see what I'm seeing.
Word. But like we have this weird, in America, we have this weird Bill of Rights that says all people should be free to practice their speech. Now, unfortunately for people who are easily offended by hate and hate-fueled rhetoric, the free speech protects those assholes too. And I feel like it should. I don't feel like that should change. Mm-hmm. But I also feel like there has to be more emphasis on not responsibility for the speaker, but like I feel like there's such a lack of responsibility in the audience.
Yeah.
I mean, like here, I'm not gonna make this political, but I feel like we can't really reference this without referencing our president and how he sort of equated Nazism to a protester getting ran over by a Nazi and saying there are bad people on both sides. I feel like at some point there has to be a gut check for the audience to go, wait a minute, why does that do or don't make sense? And I mean, like, PewDiePie has since released an apology, and I feel like when he steps up to try and take responsibility for his shit, I feel like we see who that person is rather than PewDiePie.
Yeah.
And
it's all part of the character. Like he has to personify this character every time he gets online, and like that, like I don't really know a whole lot. I mean, we kind of have our things on here, but nothing to the stick of what
I wear the glasses, you wear the hat. Moose has a goatee, you know.
Yeah, but like PewDiePie does that for a living, and his is like a million times more important to his lifestyle and his like way of living, to the point where like sometimes he probably just feels kind of trapped. And like, you know, I was talking, Ed and I were talking about this the other day, and we were talking about like, what if, like, and this is just purely hypothetical, but like, what if he kind of wants out and he doesn't know how to get out because he's kind of tired of playing up this persona all the time? Or like, you know, what if he wants to try something different and he doesn't know how to escape this persona that he's created online? Because like, you know, that the year South Park came out, he made like $9.2 million off YouTube videos. Like, that's a lot of money. Like, I would be doing that too if I made even a quarter. If I even made like a 1/100th of that. If I made like $20 off of doing that.
I'm going to tell you right now, Corey, if for some reason we ever end up making $1 million in a year on this show, I quit January 1st the following year. because I mean, sure, we could go up, but at some point, and that's where I sort of differ. Like, I come from a very conservative capitalist family that believes in keeping a hold of everything you get. But at the same time, I also realize I only need so much.
Yeah. Like, some people are just like, if I won the lotto, they just live like a modest life. You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't, some people would still just, kind of do what they're doing, or, pay off some things and then not.
I mean, like, I'd buy, like, if like we did that, Matt, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. If like we made that much money, like each, I would probably be done, right? Like, I mean, maybe we'd like do podcasts, but I wouldn't like do anything else. Like, I would maybe buy a small house for me and Sana and, our kids someday, and like maybe I'd buy a nicer TV than the one I have now, but maybe I'd, upgrade my car to like this year's version of my car that I'm driving now.
I'd take a vacation,
Yeah, but like I wouldn't go out and buy like $1 million mansion, or like put a Shark Tank in my backyard or something. Like maybe he just doesn't know what to do, and maybe this is his kind of like hypothetic might be his cry for help, like get me out of this type thing. But you know, on the other hand, if you watch like the stream, like the archive stream, I think it's been removed already actually, but just because like people are, this whole thing is going on. But like,
yeah,
I mean, he just sounds like he's playing a game and he's like getting mad at at somebody who killed him or something like that's and like, yeah, that's wrong, but we all say things that are wrong when we're like shooting guys in the face and then somebody comes up behind us and kills us. Like, I mean,
yeah, that's the other point.
I'm not trying to like say the N-word is okay to say because that's
exactly
it's not
like,
okay
yeah,
to
no,
say.
I'm not saying
by
that you're
no
saying
means
that.
isn't okay to say, but like,
Right.
you know, sometimes when me and my friends are playing online, some online shooter or something, like if someone dies in a stupid way, like they'll say, "Oh, that was gay" or something, and like you know, and that also is not okay. But you know, sometimes people say stuff like that, and that's kind of what it sounded like in this stream. Like he was just kind of saying something that, you know, oh, I'm mad that this happened, so I'm saying something derogatory, so I feel better about myself, type of thing.
Yeah, because like you almost get to the point where you're like overwhelmed with like you're like, how did that happen? Like you're at a loss for words or something, and that and it just you know, sometimes you know that's gay or that's stupid or retarded like that. That comes out, you know, and I mean we've all done it, you know, to a certain extent, but you know, you just try and trying to work better to remove that vocabulary from your, you know, your everyday use or whatever.
I've done a lot to like remove words like that from my vocabulary, but like when I play with a certain group of people, I kind of revert back to my old self, and like sometimes those words come out, you know.
It's hard to get out of that. It really is.
Yeah,
it really is.
And like I'm not gonna lie, I come from like me and my friends when we were younger, before like everybody was trying to be more PC, more conscious about what they're saying. Like everything was sweet, everything was gay, and everything was retarded. Like those were the three words that we used a lot, and like it took a lot to have me remove those words from my vocabulary. And like, you know, sometimes I revert back to say, oh man, that was retarded, but like, you know, it's just stuff like that. And like, I don't know, at one point I'm trying to look at both sides like equally, being like, okay, maybe he said something that he shouldn't have, but at the same time we all say stuff. But at the same time, there is no point where you need to be using the N-word, especially if you're like this white guy in an apartment playing a game by yourself.
Like if he said, you know, like if he said that was retarded, or even if he said like, oh man, I just raped that guy and totally destroyed him, like
nothing would happen. Nothing would happen.
Yeah,
it's the fact that this was like a racial slur, and he is not of that race. Where like you know, sometimes black people call each other that name in an endearing way, and that's like okay for them. But like if I was to go up to Matt and do that, and you know, a black person heard me, that we would probably
we both have I'd be like, it was him and I'm gonna punch him first. And if it was me, Corey would do the same. Don't act like you wouldn't.
No, I'd just throw you at them and run away.
Be like, here you go.
But like, I mean, and with all of that, you know, you look at the articles that have come out, like from GameSpot and Polygon and Killscreen and Waypoint, and I feel like Waypoint at least said, you know, maybe the way that everyone's trying to go after PewDiePie isn't the way to go after PewDiePie, and they at least projected an argument the other way. I mean, I feel like that's at least an interesting way to look at it, because you're not just piling on.
That's the article you posted in the Facebook.
Yeah, I posted that in the NGR group. Yeah. And to a point, like, I feel like Lenny Bruce, the legendary comedian, was right, where, you know, it's just words. They don't have any power. And this is why I use these words that I use. But he would also try and use them to make that argument.
Yeah.
Whereas, PewDiePie, as much as he's done for himself monetarily, he's just using it like a petulant child. And I'm not saying it's wrong to be a petulant child. I've been it. Moose has been it. Can't say you haven't because I've witnessed it. I know Corey's done it. Because I saw him do it when I bought him food.
I've never done it.
But you do have there has to be some sort of like reasonable way to conduct yourself. And I don't feel like someone being a celebrity on YouTube denotes them to be held at a higher standard. I just feel like if you're speaking to people,
you should have a filter.
Yeah,
you should be aware of what's going on.
And we live in a country that loves anti-heroes. We love anti-heroes to the point where we don't even know what an anti-hero is. We think a guy with a bad attitude is an anti-hero. But growing up in the 90s and being a huge basketball fan, people always talked about whether or not folks like Bill Laimbeer and the 89 Detroit Pistons should even be in the NBA because they just played like thugs. And I'm like, they're not playing. They're playing your game by your rules. Laimbeer fouled out most games he started because that was just how he played. He knew how to get under people's skin, and he chose his moments to commit those fouls and be out of the game by the time it was won. And Charles Barkley had an entire ad campaign behind him going, I am not a role model. And I feel like people...
He also had a sweet Sega Genesis game called Barkley Shut Up and Jam.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
And every time the ball got stolen and it rolled around on the ground, he's like, get the damn ball.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But and people... And that wasn't necessarily I'm a bad guy, I'm going to do bad things, don't let your kids watch me. It was more of a, hey, just because your kids watch me, it's your job to raise them. It's not mine.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I feel like that is more of a problem than PewDiePie saying the N-word in front of millions of people. Because we see plenty of people, both better than PewDiePie and worse than PewDiePie, say way worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm glad we had that talk, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good talk.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good talk. Good discussion.
You think so?
I do. Well... Do we want to do 20 questions?
Or does anybody have anything else to say?
Yeah.
About PewDiePie? No.
I will say this: that episode where he cameoed on South Park, pretty good.
I haven't seen it. I haven't watched South Park.
It was maybe 4 or 5 seasons ago, but Cartman tried to develop this online persona called Cartman, bro. And I think
PewDiePie was like, no.
PewDiePie was the one that sort of stopped him from being big, and I feel like that was sort of attacked the right way, but yeah, the sad thing is anybody going after him is not going to take him down. Not this way.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot more than
it has to get to a point where he gets physically shut down. And I feel
YouTube has to come in and be like, you're done on YouTube. You can't do this anymore. But see, then that's gonna have, you can have two you can go two different ways for that. You know, it's like, fine, and he goes over to Twitch, and Twitch is like, okay, you know,
Twitch makes billions off of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I would feel like Twitch would be like, no, like we don't, you know, you're not welcome here either. You know.
Well, you'd hope.
That's what I'm saying. You would hope.
Yeah, I mean, you would say that, but like, you know, they would say that at the beginning, and then they'd wait and what they would think was an appropriate amount of time, and then they'd be like, "We'll give you a second chance." It's the same thing. It's the same thing of
3
like,
months.
well, it's the same thing. I mean, in sports, right? You compare it to like Tiger Woods, where like after his kind of that affair that came out a while ago, like he lost all of his sponsors until 6 months later he had probably 2/3 of them back because he was a good golfer and like he was all about making money. And then you look at Michael Phelps after the Olympics, that video came out of him smoking pot. Like he lost all of his sponsors until the next Olympics when he was doing Subway commercials again. And
you could almost say like Twitch. I don't know. I always like to think of them as like an okay company, but you could see like some shadiness. Like they just be like, hey, you know, listen, we can't announce that you're coming to Twitch for like 3 to 6 months so this like dies down. But here's some money to hold you, you know what I mean? To like hold you over.
They will come out. They will come up with like a freaking action plan. It won't be like a, hey, this is really what we're going to do. They're going to be no. You want to come to Twitch, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do community service. You're going to get publicity helping other people with your millions, and then we're going to pay you more in about, I'd go 6 months to a year.
Yeah,
and we think you have a good enough persona, because this initial investment, we're going to get back when you show up and be good again. And like that's and that is the sort of shittiness of the society we live in. But whose game is it this week? Is it mine?
I think it's mine.
I was gonna say I think it's Corey's.
Okay, good, because I do not have a game.
Shit. Do I have a game?
Do you have a game?
Do I have a game? I don't even know. Do I have a game?
We could have a bye week.
No.
I mean, the only one of us that really helps, Moose, is Corey.
That's
I know.
True. I mean,
you not earning points.
I have no problem showing him a little love, giving him a little help there.
Oh man.
You know what? I'm actually gonna say let's do a bye week. It's like 10 o'clock here, and I'm like, I'm already fading. And if I try and get into that intensity, I'm just gonna. Yeah, the toilet in my brain is gonna flush, and I'm gonna have nothing left.
Well, there's that, and then Corey doesn't have a game, so he's gonna be under a rush to just pick a random game, and it might not be a game he wants. So it's just, I think it's just probably best if we just do a bye.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I agree.
We had a good discussion. You know.
I feel like we got into
our
some
shows.
petty territory.
Our shows don't need to be 2 or 3 hours every week. This
is true.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a good, solid discussion, though.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
I think it was.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap it up. So thanks for watching or listening to NGR Radio. Remember, you can find this show every Monday at 10 a.m. on your podcast service of choice. I'm working on a couple more. I know people started using this service called TuneIn, and
how is that?
I don't know, but I'm working on it there.
I don't know.
And I was told that Amazon has a podcast service now, so I'm trying to get us on the Amazon podcast service now. So those are coming also. But subscribe to our YouTube page. Remember, this is not our only show. We have a whole family of shows.
Yeah.
Nerds Gone Platinum.
We're coming for you.
Arsenal X. So check out all those shows. NGP's catching up to Pow Block to be the second most popular show.
We're going to surpass them.
It's only a matter of time. PlayStation has way more fans than Nintendo at this point.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, there's
your Facebook group already has more people than the Pow Block one, so that's good. That's
too
good,
many
though.
Facebook groups.
It's
I know.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but I think it works. So I think we also need to Jason and I need to get in there and start interacting a little bit more. I know I need to. So
Yeah,
I know I do too, and
there's a
worse
doc.
at it.
There's a doc in there now too. If you want to find people to play with, there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Try to clean up the doc, and everybody that commented, I guess we'll just add them into the doc, even though I left the doc open to edit. Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, edit the doc to add your name and play with others, and then there's just
People just comments.
There's comments. Yeah, they're like, what does this edit the doc mean? I don't know.
That's all good.
Kids are typing again. I thought we just did that. Hey Siri, tell them my PSN name.
Okay, Google.
And then Siri's like, hey, I don't know your PSN name.
Man.
And then Google's like, did you say that because you're racist? No.
Wow.
Moose, where can we find you?
You can find me at Sven SVHENN on PSN, Twitter, Instagram. That's pretty much roughly it. You can tweet me there. You can tweet me and Jason at NG_platinum or NG_platinum for questions, comments regarding the show. You can also email us at nerdsgoneplatinum@gmail.com.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Matt,
Where can we find you?
You can find me on any social media service of your choosing at infinite_rewind. If you are talking to at least the ones I want to be on, because there are some that have infinite_rewind, but it's not me. And yes, I've actually had people ask me on Twitter, and I'm like, nope, that's not me. I'm not on Snapchat or anything like that.
why not? You don't want some sweet pics from your friends for 3 seconds? And then
they won't be sweet pics.
Have you been on Snapchat, Dierig?
Dude, it's been like 2 years.
It's
been longer than that, dude. The last time I actually
Snapchat is real weird.
Nah, no thanks. I'm too old for Snapchat.
Yes, you are, and that means I'm way too old for it. But anyway, you can also
be ancient.
Yep, I miss Friendster. It's so much easier than
Moose is the only one that uses Snapchat. It's just him and his wife, though.
Damn,
snapping back and forth. Moose sends a snap message. What's for dinner? And wife opens the fridge and it's empty, except just like a bunch of beer. He's like, good enough.
Moose is like, Kelly, what's for dinner? She sends her the picture of an empty fridge, and he's like, send nudes. But you can also find me hosting the Brew Review with John Black Mage Martin, Corm, and Jesse White. Also, you can find me hosting Matt and the B Flats, which has posted its 5th episode, I think.
Yes.
And yeah, that's where you can find me. And I'm on PSN at infinite_rewind. I'm not editing that doc. I'm not going to comment, because if you don't know who I am,
what a jerk. Doesn't want to play with you. He just doesn't want to play with you guys.
That's not really it, but like, if you don't, I can't be bothered.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm an asshole. I'm the worst. I keep telling you this.
No. You're not an asshole. It's all good.
But yeah, that's everywhere you can find me, and I'm also just really goddamn tired right now.
Yeah,
Corey,
dude. Oh, yeah.
Corey, take us to bed.
You want me to tuck you in, Matt?
Forever,
please.
You can find me at Corey and HD on Instagram.
Just in case you really want to know, I am batting my eyes like crazy under these sunglasses.
That's great. You can find me at Corey and HD on Instagram and Twitch. I'm gonna delete my Twitter, I think, so you don't have to follow me there anymore. I don't use it, man. I just don't care about it.
My Instagram goes on Twitter. That's really it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing. My Facebook posts and my Instagram pictures go to Twitter, and that's it.
Facebook has been deleting my Instagram stuff, so I'm not doing it on Facebook anymore.
I haven't touched
because
Twitter in a long time.
Because you're playing music.
for 10 seconds at a time.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you. Anyways, you can find me on Nintendo Padblock also, and you can find me on PlayStation if you want to play Destiny, because Matt won't play with me at all, ever. What a jerk. You can play with me at Rogue Spartan 4.
Because Shuhei won't let you change your name.
I know, dude. Just don't remind me. Anyways, I think that's about it. Join the NGR Radio Facebook group if you want to have some sort of discussion about something sometime, somewhere. But anyways, thank you so much for watching or listening. And until next week, we love you.
Banana and out.